Someone asked me who's the brains behind Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
And what did you say?
I said it was a team effort. Everyone works together to win for our clients.
Well, that's true and very noble of you.
But I could still beat you in cornhole.
You're on. If you're hurt in almost heaven, dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
Apple Blossom Festival's 3 epic dance parties kick off Thursday with the Carter Myers Automotive Ultimate DJ Party, where we'll be dancing through all the decades spun by DJ Spider. Then on Friday, get ready to party like it's the 80s with the Claudio's Pizzeria 80s Dance Party featuring the electrifying DeLorean's Band. Saturday is the Malloy Toyota Country Music Party. Enjoy country music hits from Drew Baldridge and special guest Chris Darlington. Tickets go fast, so don't wait. Visit thebloom.com. That's thebloom.com.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke Schultz Herman and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, Hagerstown Ford, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremation Robert Fields and Sons, The Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Floor Pools, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, The Palace Lounge, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mirius Group Ameriprise Financial Services LLC, and the Berkeley County Health Department.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Welcome out to P.O. Faulkner Park here in Martinsburg, West Virginia, getting you set for more West Virginia high school baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Tonight is the Martinsburg Bulldogs hosting Grace Academy. And here we are on the Hagerstown Ford pregame show, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Buy your next vehicle online, and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. Dylan Bishop and Tripp Tobin with you on the call. Our on-site producer is John Alderton. On the cameras tonight, on the TV 10 side, we have Kyler High, Alec Epperson, and Nick Verzolini. And back in the studio, Colin McLaughlin. Tripp, we get a Martinsburg Bulldogs team here sitting at 12-9 at this point in the season. They have to not look past this game because the next one after this one might be their toughest of the season, going to Jefferson later this week on the 1st. So here we go against Grace Academy here, where they hope this is a bit of a confidence builder for them.
Yeah, but I mean, they got a pitcher on the mound, does Grace in Hudson Walls, who's committed to the University of Charleston, so we know that he's going to, put up a fight out there. So the great pitching matchup between him and Jameer Brown. In Martinsburg, not only do they have to play, Jefferson on Thursday, but they got, Musselman on Friday, so 2 big EPAC games as we get down the stretch here. Seedings are going to be really big this year with the way the sectional, regional / tournament is is going to be played, with the 1 and 2 seeds getting buys and the 4 or 5 playing and the 3-6 playing. So Jefferson looks like they could, a few more wins here and there could lock up that number 1 spot. Number 2 up for grabs. Hedgesville's kind of in the driver's seat with that, with a couple big wins and a couple wins over Martinsburg and a win over Jefferson. So, Martinsburg could make a statement, 2 wins this week against Jefferson and Musselman and make a play for that 2 spot. But like you said, tonight, can't look past anybody. A loss here would certainly play into that as you look at your overall season, your overall body of work. So, but I look for Jameer to come out, and do what he does. If Martinsburg get him some run support, and then keep, like we always talk about, stay away from the big inning, that they could be really successful here. But they're going to have to face, Hudson Walls on the other side, who's going to put up a fight. Like I said, there's a big commit there to a wonderful D2 college down there in Charleston.
All right, with that, we'll take a 2-minute break and have coaches' interviews on the other side of it. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With a great selection comes great possibilities. And at CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg, the possibilities are endless. Shop our amazing selection of new vehicles like the Ram 1500. And right now, save on new Jeeps like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models. Plus, every Jeep purchase comes with our Jeep Wave program. So wherever your possibilities take you, you'll be connected. Shop CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg today. Owners just care more.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
The future doesn't wait. Why should you? Blue Ridge Community and Technical College offers over 60 degree and certificate programs in education, IT, culinary arts, engineering, and so much more. Small class sizes, flexible schedules with evening and online classes, affordable tuition, plus financial aid is available to those who qualify. Now you can go to college. Visit us online at blueridgectc.edu. That's blueridgectc.edu. Stop waiting and enroll today.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Everyone has said their salutes. Head into the dugouts.
Back. Coaches' interviews here brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. We have coaches' interviews with both managers tonight, and we'll start with Coach Byler.
Here with Coach Byler, the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Coach, you guys got a couple games in on Saturday. What can you tell us about them?
Yeah, we were fortunate enough to play. It rained all night Friday night and Saturday morning, but Honesdale has a beautiful facility up there, and we have a good relationship with those guys. And they've come down here for several years, so it was nice to return the favor and go up there. I thought overall it was pretty good baseball all day long. You know, we would like to get out of there with 2 wins, and unfortunately, we lost game 2 in 9 innings, but I think we played, pretty well overall.
I think something with this team being so youthful, inexperienced, you could say, is consistency. You guys have had great games. You guys have had games that you'd like to have back. When you have an issue with consistency with your team, what are some of the things that you try to do, whether it's in practice or just with strategy in general?
Well, you like to think that, as you try to get them as many reps as possible and as many at-bats as possible, because then you like to think that your youthfulness kind of grows up a little bit with the more baseball they can play. So I think the biggest thing we can do is just play as much as we can possibly play between now and playoffs and hope that we, start clicking and are a little bit more consistent come that time of year.
It does feel like you guys have improved as the season's going on. In your mind, what are 1 or 2 areas where you think you've seen the biggest jump since the beginning of the season?
Well, I think we knew coming in our pitching was going to be pretty good, and our pitching's been pretty good. I think our defense has improved greatly. Offensively, we're still striking out too much. So, we need, if we're going to get good pitching and we're going to, play good defense, if we can put the ball in play a little bit more often, I think that would go a long way for us trying to make a run here.
All right, who do you have on the mound tonight, and how they've been lately?
Jameer Brown's going to start, and we're going to probably cap him about 50 or 60 pitches. He's going to come back on Friday with Musselman, but, that's just kind of where we are with our pitching staff, a little bit, thinner pitching staff than we've had in years past, so we got to try and get guys out there as much as possible. Jameer's going to start. Christian will probably come in relief, and we'll go from there and try to set up the week accordingly.
And what can you tell me about Grace Academy when they come in here tonight and, what you expect for your strategy to be against them?
Yeah, we're just going to worry about ourselves, try to do the right things and play the game hard and do the right things defensively. And, I think if we worry about ourselves, I think, you like to think that the game take care of itself. I think they got a couple players over there on the other side. Their record's not terrible, and I think they have a pitcher that's committed to the to UC. So if he pitches tonight, I think that, he'd give us all we want, but I don't know who they have on the mound currently, but that doesn't matter. We got to worry about ourselves and worry about playing the game hard, and, we're going to try and limit strikeouts to less than 9 and win the free base game and all those things. And you like to think every night if you do those, you give yourself a great opportunity to win.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Dylan.
We're here with Coach Sal of Grace Academy. Coach, seen you come into P.O. Faulkner Park today against Martinsburg Bulldogs. I want to ask you a little bit about the team for those that might be seeing you for the first time here. As the season's gone on so far this year, what do you think have been some of the biggest strengths for you guys?
Biggest strength so far has definitely been sometimes putting the ball in play in key situations just to get runners in. Of late, we've just been struggling a little bit, kind of defensively and offensively, so hopefully we can right the ship here and get things going in our direction.
Who are you guys going to be putting on the mound tonight, and what have you seen from them so far this year?
We're going to start with Hudson Walls tonight. He's done a good job of throwing strikes this year, keeping the ball down, and playing to let the defense do its work.
You mentioned some of the struggles in particular areas for your team so far this year. If you had to pick one to say if we could fix that we'd be a lot better, and hopefully if we do that tonight, things can go our way.
Just defensively. We've had a couple lapses where we make an error, or unforeseen throw that leads to just a snowball effect or a quick slide, and also we have a trouble recovering. So if we can straighten it up defensively tonight, I think we'll be fine.
What can you tell me about what you know about Martinsburg coming into this one when it comes to, what you're expecting from them, your kind of strategy to go up against them?
Well, I know playing them last year, they were very heavily loaded on the upperclassmen side, so I know we'll probably see a lot more underclassmen this year, or juniors, sophomores, so I think it'll be right up our alley. Talent-wise, we'll be able to play with them tonight. I think last year's team, with them being senior heavy, was a little difficult for our guys because we were very, very much underclassmen last year.
All right, what'll be that sort of last-minute message to your guys before first pitch?
Go out, play, have fun, and let's get things rolling in the right direction.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
We'll take a 1-minute break and be back with more West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. 1-minute break.
Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
If you've been injured in a car accident, there are 3 things you need to know.
1, do not discuss your accident with an insurance company before you talk to a lawyer.
2, on average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one.
And 3, at Mansion Ferretti, if we don't win, you don't pay us, guaranteed. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
Starting lineups on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 are brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. Moments away from first pitch here between Martinsburg and Grace Academy. Get you the starting lineup for Grace Academy here in the top of the first. They'll lead off with their shortstop, number 7, Connor Early. Then it's A.J. Presley in center field, number 9. Jaden Peterson, number 24, plays first base, bats third. In the cleanup spot, it's the pitcher, number 12, Hudson Walls. In the 5 spot, it's left fielder, number 3, Michael Berry. In the 6th spot, third baseman, number 10, Denton Bible. In the 7th spot, catcher, number 13, Lawson Akins. In the 8 hole, it's designated hitter, number 15, Andrew Ingram. And batting 9th is second baseman, number 25, Hunter Hefner. And starting battery brought to you by Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. The Bulldogs start out with Jameer Brown on the rubber and Braden Fox behind the plate. The rest of their defense. In the infield, left to right, third base to first base, it's Silas Zarnecki, Grant Henderson, Christian Alter, Bradley Loper. DH spot, it's Braden Armont. And the outfield, left to right, it's Jacob Blosser, R.J. Brown, and Malachi Green. So we'll get ready for our first pitch, which is brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. It's up by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Or call 304-263-4343. Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin with you on the call. John Ullerton's our on-site producer. Kyler High, Alec Epperson, Nick Verzolini behind the cameras on the TV 10 side. Colin McLaughlin back at the studio. And here at 7:01, we will get the first pitch from Jameer Brown for a strike as it's 80 degrees here in Martinsburg.
Nice warm day. Get a warm weather start for Jameer. He's had some great starts there. Didn't get quite the run support he needed a few times, but great stats as he comes in with another strike there on the outer half. So start off 0-2 here.
One of our last games we had, Jameer Brown was the hero behind, in the batter's box with the walk-off home run as the 0-2 comes in high and away for ball one. Now we'll get a chance here to put in a good outing. Coach Byler said probably 50 or 60 pitches for Jameer.
Yeah, they've got two big matchups here at the end of the week, and you had to wonder how they're going to approach this game with the hitting-wise as the ball's fouled off down the line there. But, they're going to have to be careful there, with Jefferson and Musselman, later this week with their pitching staff not to burn a lot of guys up. So maybe you'll see a little more pitch-back committee, maybe some 50-50s, something to that effect.
Connor Early, the leadoff batter, left-hander, takes the 1-2 for a called strike three on the breaking ball.
Yeah, big breaking ball. Yeah, fooled him. Had him standing there looking. Big breaking ball, kind of started up high, 12-6, dropped in, back door to left-hander.
That'll bring up A.J. Presley, the center fielder.
Pretty good crowd tonight, warm.
Yep. Orange jerseys, white pants, white hat, the black brim, and the orange M for Martinsburg. As here's a pitch hit on the ground towards second base and just past the diving glove of Christian Alter for a one-out single.
Yeah, ground ball right back up the middle there. Christian Alter gave it everything he had there to try to keep it on the infield. He's going to come up a little bit slow there as he went sliding across that turf.
Jaden Peterson, first baseman for Grace Academy, in the blue jerseys with red numbers. Red and white trim, gray pants. First pitch to Peterson is a ground ball towards Grant Henderson. He's going to step on second base himself, throw to first, and he gets the 6-3 double play to end the inning, just like that. Jameer Brown, he's on a shorter pitch limit here tonight, but he doesn't need a whole lot to get through one inning of work. Scoreless after one half. We'll go to the bottom of the first after the 60-second break. West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Marius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
That efficient top of the first for Jameer Brown on the mound was brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations. Robert Fields and Sons, proudly serving our area since 1880. And we'll move to the bottom of the inning. Hudson Walls on the mound for Grace Academy, throwing to Lawson Akins behind the plate. And for Martinsburg, they'll roll out a lineup a lot like what they usually would. Jameer Brown will bat leadoff as the pitcher. Third baseman Silas Zarnecki hits second. Christian Alter at second base is in the 3 spot. Batting cleanup is Malachi Green in right field. Grant Henderson, the shortstop, is in the 5 spot. Then it's Jacob Blosser in left field hitting 6th. 7th is Braden Armalt, the DH. Then it's Bradley Loper at first base, and rounding things out is R.J. Brown in center field.
A couple big games tonight here in the EPAC. The Musselman at Spring Mills and Hedgesville's at Washington. So you're going to see some EPAC standings here. Maybe get shook up tonight, possibly. But either way, Hedgesville's up 1-0 at the top of the first already. Men on first and second, nobody out. And the Musselman Spring game is just starting. Jameer is very efficient in the first inning there. That's what he needs. He's going to be on a short pitch count, as we've heard in the from Coach Bowler. So he made well on that first inning, as he got that double play there by his defense. Grant Henderson with a great play. He takes ball 1, but yeah, he's going to have to be efficient if he's going to get into the third or fourth inning on 50 pitches or 60 pitches.
First pitch to him was outside. Now Hudson Walls readies, and Brown will swing and miss.
Yeah, he threw 7 pitches the first inning in 6 strikes, so not a bad first inning by any means.
Denton Biable, Connor Early, Hunter Hefner, and Jaden Peterson from third base to first base within the infield. As Walls readies again. Ball breaks outside for ball 2. Then it's Michael Berry, A.J. Presley, and Landon Downey from left field to right field.
Walls headed to the University of Charleston, as we said. Not sure exactly what he signed as a pitcher or as a ball.
Yeah, Brown's going to hit this one into shallow right center field, just in the right spot for it to land in for a leadoff single.
Hit that one in no man's land between the right fielder and the second baseman. Second baseman retreated, jumped up, couldn't make the catch there. So Jameer's going to go to first, maybe get a runner. Yeah, I'm going to get someone. As Silas Zarnecki takes to the box, Coach Bowler is going to call for a courtesy runner. Looks like Robinson. Yeah, I believe Brody Robinson. Seen him pitch the victory the last game, for the JV. Now he comes out and runs for the varsity. So, young man's getting a double-double here today.
He's got the versatility. Might as well use him.
Yeah, I like him. He's very hard-nosed, runs the bases hard, plays the game right.
Zarnecki, we've seen this a lot. Sacrifice bunt, and it goes under the glove of Bible at third base.
Yeah, he wanted to throw it before he caught it there, and he just got under the wickets there, so it's going to be first and second for Martinsburg. Zarnecki's done a great job of being unselfish there in that 2-hole all year long, and there he gets a little bit of a payback there as the ball gets under, and he's able to get on base himself there with the sacrifice on the E5.
Coach Shao for Grace Academy really was pretty clear that their biggest weakness has been the defense. So here's first pitch hit on the ground by Alter. They're going to be able to get one out at second base, and that's it.
Yeah, Alter kind of slipped on the swing there, but going to end up with the fielder's choice there. Runners on first and third now. Caught that thing off the handle. He didn't quite catch it on the barrel. Ground ball to short. And picked himself up from that slip there, made it down there, no play on him. But first and third, see what Martinsburg opts to do. We see Grace Academy give a signal on their first and third play defensively. See what Martinsburg opts to do offensively here with hard-hitting Malachi Green to the plate.
First pitch from Walls to Green is low and a bit inside. Bottom of the first, brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. Looking for a home in the tri-state area? Call Larry DeMarco and the team at 304-250-3551. And Green's going to line this one in the right field, but it is right at the right fielder, Landon Downey. And this will be a sacrifice fly as Brody Robinson, the courtesy runner, comes home.
Yeah, he hit that one on the numbers. He hasn't pulled the ball a whole lot this year. Starting to pull here later in the second half of the season. He was kind of a spray chart would have been more of the left side of the field, but now he's starting to pull the ball, see the ball inside, attack, And that one right there, just a very hard-hit baseball, hardest of the night so far here in the first inning, but right at the right fielder, but deep enough to get him a sacrifice.
You can visit the Larry DeMarco team online at modernrealtyresults.com as Grant Henderson comes up now with 2 outs and a runner on first base. First pitch is outside for ball 1.
Grant with a big home run this weekend up at Honesdale. Yeah, he found the fence out there and found the other side of the fence out there. So congratulations to Grant. Well, that not only did a super job on the mound, but offensively.
Walls will find the zone with the 1-0 pitch. Even the count.
Offensive threat there to go long, go deep for Martinsburg here.
Walls comes again, bounces this one. Here goes Alter for second base, throw down.
Got him.
They did. Lawson Akins. Big time throw down. Maybe a little bit of a jump for Alter, but the fastball bounces into the dirt, right into the glove of Akins. So you didn't have to wait too long to get that throw down there.
Yeah, it was a dirt ball. He read the dirt ball well. He got away. He just got a little bit of not a late jump. He read the dirt ball, took off. I think he slid a little early, kind of slowed him up, and he just barely kind of slid into second base, give the ball a chance to get there. But Jeff King out there in the field called him out, and so that'll be the third out. And on the base paths for Martinsburg.
It's 1 run on 1 hit and 1 runner left on. Martinsburg leads 1-0 after 1 full inning. Go to the top of the second after the 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You have choices when it comes to appliance repair, but before you call a large corporate chain, consider what BW Appliance brings to the table. BW Appliance Repair offers fast in-home appliance repair services to the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, including Jefferson County and Berkeley County. We strive for professionalism, dedication, and honesty. Call us today at 304-279-8858 to schedule immediate service. You can also visit us online at bwappliance.repair.
From breathtaking outdoors to unique local eats, world-class geocaching, and thriving local culture, Martinsburg, Berkeley County, West Virginia is where you can live your adventure. Berkeley County offers fantastic outdoor experiences, from our rugged hiking paths to scenic nature paths, public parks, fishing streams, and nature preserves. Cap off your outdoor adventures with a stroll through historic downtown Martinsburg. Join us and immerse yourself in our rich local history and scenic surroundings. Check out upcoming events and plan your adventure at travelwv.com.
Top of the second from P.O. Faulkner Park. Martinsburg leads Grace Academy 1-0. And the first pitch of the top of the second from Jameer Brown comes in for a strike. So we get pitcher versus pitcher. Hudson Walls steps to the plate. Yo, 1 from Brown. Breaks in for strike 2. Was a 7-pitch first inning for Jameer Brown.
Quick work that inning, huh?
And the 0-2 is going to be fouled away. And as you were saying, Tripp, about that during our break after the inning, it's all but one of them were strikes, and so far that continues. First 3 pitches into the second.
Yeah, he's 10 pitches in, 9 strikes here, so he keeps that up.
He'll get through a good bit,
yeah,
with the 50 or 60 pitch limit here that Coach Byler's put on him. Here's going to be a grounder chopped over to Zarnecki at third. He's going to throw to first for the out.
Nice play by cutting it off there from Zarnecki. Good strong throw across from the sophomore. He's really settled into that third base spot over there, understanding the defenses, where to be, the backups, the cuts, all those things. And, he's been a great 2-hitter up there, unselfish, taking, sacrificing, and also, just a great career ahead for Salas Zarnecki as Jameer Brown stays on the strike tear here as he another strike.
There we go.
Might as well swing. It's going to be a strike.
Yes.
Starts off 0-1 there.
Yeah, Michael Berry, the left fielder in the 5-hole, looks at strike 1. Here's the next pitch, and it's going to be a foul ball for strike 2.
Strike, strike, strike.
Top of the second inning, brought to you by the personal injury attorneys, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball.
12 pitches, 13 pitches, 12 strikes. That's pretty good. See if he'll try to get him to chase on the 0-2.
He did, but foul tip. Barry got a piece of it.
Good to see Braden Fox back in there. He got dinged up a little bit on that foul ball. It looks like that one got him in the foot or the pad maybe, but over the weekend he took a pretty mid 80s fastball right on the forearm. Had to be removed from the game at Honesdale and set out the whole second game. That happened in the first game. So Thomas Garrett took over back there. So Martinsburg has two catchers, that can catch at the varsity level and do a good job.
0-2, dropped third strike. Breaking ball got Barry to chase. Throw down in plenty of time for out number 2.
Still on the strikes.
Second strikeout in as many innings so far. You could even say less, as it's through an inning and 2/3 for Brown. That'll bring up Denton Bible, the third baseman. And Brown continues throwing strike 1.
You better get up there and swing the bat. He's throwing it around the plate. No walks tonight.
0-1. It's going to break in for strike 2. Bible seemed to think that was up at the eyes, but it was a breaking ball. Came down at the last second. Here's the 0-2. Brown comes in a little low with the fastball.
Hey, just missed for a first ball this inning.
It's a good eye. Brown working quickly. 1-2. Reaching out for it is Bible, and that's going to be an infield single unless Zarnecki can let it roll foul. But no, it rolls back the other way.
Yeah, wasn't much he could do about it. Swing and bunt, ran up the line. Realized he had no play. Figured I'll just let it roll, hope to hit a rock or something. But it just stayed there on the base paths for a very soft contact single there. A swing and bunt as Jameer continues to throw strikes. 17 of 19.
Working efficiently, although Grace Academy does have 2 hits in their 6 batters that have gone up so far. That was obviously not much the fielders could do about that one. And Brown, I think, if that's all the types of hits you give up, I think Jameer Brown will take that every time. Here's a taken pitch from Lawson Akins, the catcher, for ball 1. We haven't said much of. Akins steps back in. Now he'll get time called by Fox behind the plate.
Home plate umpire Keith Allison. Like I said, Jeff King in the field here, so very good veteran umpire crew.
Brown readies the 1-0. And that'll come in a bit high. 2-0 count now.
Exciting JV game early. Martinsburg JV beat Williamsport's JV team by 1 run. Calvin Greenfield with a home run.
2-0 comes in for strike 1.
And Brody Robinson got the win here on the mound, I believe. So good day for the JVs.
Short lead at first base for Bible. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Big cut. Swung through as it was high and a bit inside.
Got him to chase a little.
Count 2-2 now. Third baseman for the night steps back in. And here's a quick throw over by Brown, and it gets away. It's going to allow Bible to move up to second base. It's now a runner in scoring position for Akins. Here with 2 down.
Yeah, that one just got away there. He turned, and it was a quick pick-off move there. Got to be smart here with 2 outs. A man on second now, making sure he doesn't give in to the batter here, give up a cheap run here with 2 outs. So Fox is going to go out and talk to him and make sure they're on the same page.
Here's a chance for Brown to get out of this inning. 1 strike will do it. He looks back at the second base. The runner now comes to the plate. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ends the inning. Strands the runner on base. Third strikeout for Jameer Brown through 2. And we will go to the bottom of the second, still with a 1-0 lead for Martinsburg over the Knights of Grace Academy. Take a 60-second break and be back with more West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Bottom of the second innings brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. It's still 1-0 Bulldogs here from P.O. Faulkner Park, home of Martinsburg High School, against the Grace Academy Knights. Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin with you on the call. John Alderton, our on-site producer. Kyler High, Alec Epperson, Nick Ferzolini on the cameras for TV 10, and Colin McLaughlin back at the studio.
Are we sure he's back there?
Somebody's back there.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Colin. He did some great convincing if he through the sound check that we did before we went on air, if he is not back there. And if we're on the air without him back there, I'd be really impressed.
Huh. You're giving him too much credit.
I think we do. I think Nick makes up for it by knocking him down a peg sometimes. Good. So we even it out, you know.
All right.
First pitch to Grant Henderson as he comes back up, as Christian Alter was caught stealing to end the first inning. Hudson Walls bounces it for ball 1, and now strike 1 to even it up.
It's a good weekend for Grant, offensively on the mound as well, and just building that confidence through his junior season here.
Henderson pop fly. It looks like it's in play. Akins makes the catch. Henderson goes down.
Yeah, curveball. He stayed back on it. Just got under it, shot it straight up the chimney pipe there, went straight up in the air and up out of our sight over the press box here, dropped back down, catcher in good position, turned his back to the field and made a good play.
Brings up the lefty, Jacob Blosser, left fielder. Try to get something going in the second inning. After Walls gave up a manufactured run from Martinsburg in the first. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. And now here's a fastball way out and high.
Yeah, he lost the grip on that one. You could see where he left his hand. He knew it was he had lost his release point there.
2-0 from Walls, and that's another one way up high. And I think it makes sense that we're going to get a mound visit here just between the catcher and the pitcher real quick. He's going to say a couple words to him, give him a pat on the back, and head back behind the plate. Walls lost control of a couple pitches there in a row.
What do you think you said to him?
Probably just something, if I had to guess, probably just something like, hey, buddy, you got it. Keep your grip on the ball.
Probably.
And he did it on that one, though, as that's another one outside into the other batter's box for a 4-pitch walk.
You might have said something to him like, hey, your girlfriend's watching. Something to that effect, too.
Say, hey, you're on TV, buddy.
Hey, you're on TV. Regardless, there's a 4-pitch walk. We had in the first inning, Hudson hadn't allowed a walk there. He pitched pretty clean there, so that's his first walk of the night with 1 out.
The last inning, Jameer Brown was able to find some open grass. Here's a first pitch ball in the dirt to Braden Armalt.
Yeah, great job there by the catcher to keep it in front. Wood didn't allow Blosser to move up there and get in scoring position.
That one run given up by Walls after the leadoff single from Brown was an error from the third baseman on an attempted sacrifice bunt, followed by a grounder for a fielder's choice and a sacrifice fly for an RBI by Malachi Green. Here's another pitch that bounces. Ball 2. So Walls, after a relatively clean and controlled first inning at the very least, can't find the strike zone here in inning number 2.
Get a little bit of the yips here, the last 6 pitches.
And make it 7. That's outside. 3-0 count to Armalt.
Yeah, if we'd be at, what's that college when they say ball 7, ball 8. That's who does that? One of the SEC teams, I believe.
3-0 from Walls, and that one will get across.
Found it, yeah. You hate to see a walk fest. You want to see the young man find strike zone, make these guys hit themselves on. Nobody learns anything, or the defense can't make any plays. The game drags on when you get walks.
And here is another walk. That one's just a bit outside and high. 2 straight after the first batter went down. And now we will get a mound visit from the pitching coach.
Need to see what's going on there after he went through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 batters pretty clean, and then suddenly the last 2 batters he seemed to have lost the strike zone, lost his release point. He lost a little bit of his confidence there, so go out and reset. Coach said something to him, made him laugh there, so he's shaking his head. So keeping it light out there as we go. Gives him fist bumps and dabs him up, and hopefully that'll get him back on track here. Get Martinsburg to hit their way on. See some defensive plays. Nobody wants to see, that happen to the pitcher, lose their control, nor do anybody want to watch a game like that either. So good job by the manager there to keep it light on the mound and get a smile on the pitcher, Hudson Wall's face. He's going to face a deep ball threat here, and Bradley Loper, who certainly can find the fence out there. Anything on the, down that line is going to score. Anything to the green out there is, the right fielder is deep, is going to score. Jacob Blaser.
That was the manager, John Schau, coming out there to talk to Walls. And now here's first pitch to Loper, and it'll be fastball just on the outside.
This ball does tail. I mean, you can see it. You're a little bit to the left-handers batter, but I'm right behind it. His ball does tail away from left-handers into right-handers, so he's got a nice movement on it.
1-0. That's a bit further outside. Ball 2. He just can't find it so far in this inning.
Yeah. Suddenly after the Grant Henderson foul ball straight up in the air, he has lost command at the moment.
Big opportunity for the bottom of the Martinsburg lineup, as Loper will look at ball 3. Again, missing on the outside part of the plate.
The first baseman will come in and give him some words of encouragement. He's covering his mouth so John Boy can't read his lips.
That is Jaden Peterson coming in from first base to talk to him, who, according to Max Preps, is the team leader in ERA at a .95. 3-0 comes in, 4-1.
3-0 automatic there. Well, if you're going to give some advice, might as well get it from the team leader in ERA, for sure, right?
Yep, a 2-0 record for Peterson in 4 appearances. Walls is listed as having 4 appearances and a 7 ERA. Here's Loper over to left field. This is going to drop in for a single. Here comes Blosser around third, heading home. Throw's cut off. There will be no throw to the plate. RBI single for Bradley Loper. Makes it 2-0 Bulldogs.
Yeah, that last pitch was a 3-0 pitch, kind of on the outer half. Maybe a half ball off. Keith Allison called strike 1 there, and it looked like the Walls were going to head that way again. Like I said, Walls does have a little tail away from lefties. So as it tailed away, Bradley Loper stayed behind it and drove it down that right field line or left field line. Got under it a bit, but found the grass out there for an RBI single.
Stays runners at first and second with 1 out. Now it's Martinsburg up by another run, and a wild pitch from Walls. Runners will advance. R.J. Brown was squared around the bunt. Now the work's been done for him, and he gets to stay at the plate.
Yeah, squared around the bunt, kind of threw Hudson off there a little bit, and he threw it in the left-hander's batter's box, got away from the catcher. Runners move up. Scoring position, chance for Martinsburg to go up 4-0 here. 1 out. Men in scoring position, Loper on second, Armold on third.
Ball sets and comes to the plate. Brown, soft grounder over to third base. Throw over by Bible for out number 2. Runners have to stay where they are.
Yeah, not much the runners could do there. Armold not wanting to trust his speed on that one. Right at him, he had to retreat back to third, and good throw across the diamond. First baseman came off, like you say. Over there is Peterson. He's a pitcher, so you know he's got an arm. You can't run on that 90 feet away. So both runners had to retreat, but do have one of Martinsburg's best hitters up with a chance to help himself and give himself a 4-run cushion here if he could find something to the outfield.
Jameer Brown, top of the order, watches a breaking ball come in for strike 1.
Nice little breaking ball. Pitched a little backwards there.
Jameer was able to drop in an opposite field single into right center field in the first inning. 1-0, breaking ball a little further inside this time.
Yeah, that was a pretty good pitch. Hudson wanted that one and had a good break on it, just didn't break enough there.
1-1 count to Jameer Brown. Walls looks in at Akins, gets a sign. And to the plate. And there's a curveball outside. 2-1 count. Peterson just about even with the bag at first. Maybe a step behind it. And there's the 2-1 outside, ball 3. Pitching cautiously to Brown. First base open. Silas Zarnecki in the on-deck circle. Walls readies for the 3-1. Swing and a foul tip. Brown really wanted that one. I think he was sitting fastball, and he got one. It was just a little inside, I think, compared to where he was hoping for it. Runs the count full. Here's with runners on second and third. Martinsburg trying to extend this 2-0 lead in the bottom of the second. And here's another foul tip. The ball breaks outside.
Yeah, the ball broke away. He just got a piece of it. Lucky to get a piece of their great pitch by Hudson. And he's going to want a new ball here after it rolled around on the turf there, I guess. But good job by Jameer fighting off that curveball, but just getting a piece of it there.
Armolt at third, Loper at second for the Bulldogs. Brown back into the batter's box. And now time called. So
Yeah.
not quite ready for this one.
Big spot here. I mean, it's a big pitch for Hudson. If he can somehow get Jameer out and limit the damage here, but if Jameer gets a hold of one, he could really change the complexion of this game.
And this one bounces a good bit in front of the plate for ball 4. Again, third walk of the inning for Walls.
Yeah, not really the worst thing that could happen there. First base was open, you kind of a pitch around him. I mean, you certainly don't want to make a mistake there. We've seen what happened when you make a mistake to Jameer. He can find the scoreboard out there. So, not a terrible thing, 3-2 to try to get him to chase something there, but it just wasn't a competitive pitch there for him to chase like the one before.
Silas Zarnecki steps into the batter's box, shaking the hand of the umpire before stepping into the batter's box. First pitch from Walls is inside. Ball 1. Zarnecki great at getting on base so far this year, even as just a sophomore. And if he can do that one way or the other here, then Martinsburg can get in at least one more run. The 1-0. That's going to be high and off the glove of the catcher, but Armolt is going to stay where he is. Akins had I think thought that he caught it there for half a second, and then had to turn around and find it.
Armolt kind of got a little bit of lapse out there on the bases, just kind of walking down the line, and then going back, not thinking, score there, and he couldn't get going there after the ball went past him. This time he's got a little better lead.
2-0 outside of the strike zone again. 3-0 count with the bases loaded here.
Hudson just struggling with the strike zone this inning.
Takes a big breath. Now he'll come. Ball 4. Another 4-pitch walk, and it walks in a run.
Armolt knew what he was doing. He didn't want to pull a hammy or anything on that. He figured he could just walk in.
4th walk of the inning.
Here comes the coach. Second time, that means he's going to have to hand the ball off.
Coach Shao is going to have to pull his starter early. Surely earlier than he would like to. So we'll step away here for 30 seconds. And when we come back, we'll have a new pitcher. West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Calls to the bullpen on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Brought to you by Smallwood & Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution. Located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301 in Martinsburg. You can call them at 304-263-3361. The shortstop, Connor Early, will come in as the new pitcher. Looks like a straight swap between him and Walls. And he'll be in a tough spot here facing the number 3 hitter in the order for Martinsburg. With the bases loaded and 2 outs, and already down by 3 runs.
Yes, Zarnecki on first, Brody Robinson, Curtis running for the pitcher at second. You got Loper, who singled home a run on third. So Martinsburg 2 on the board here in the second, looking to add to it. But new pitcher here, Connor Early. He's 1 pitch away. First baseman comes in, gives him a little paddle in the back there, a little encouragement, some confidence as one of Martinsburg's better hitters here. Christian Alter comes to the plate, and no place to put him.
It's Loper on third, courtesy runner Brody Robinson on second, Silas Zarnecki on first. First pitch to Alter, comes in for strike 1. Bit of an all-speed pitch from Early, it looked like, to start off. 0-1 is going to break outside, even the count at 1 apiece.
Early showing that curveball right out of the gate, showing what he has.
And wind up in the pitch high for ball 2. Came across the middle of the plate, but just a little too high. Hudson Walls goes 1 2/3 innings, gives up 4 walks, 2 hits, no strikeouts. And Alter fouls off the 2-1 to even up at 2-2. Currently, Walls with 3 earned runs to his name. See if Early can keep it at 3. And he will wind and fire. Outside, ball 3. It's a bouncer. Gets to the backstop. Here comes Loper to the plate. He slides in. Safe. And it's 4-0 Bulldogs. All the runners advance. Robinson at third. Zarnecki at second now.
Bottom of the second at Hedgesville. Hedgesville's got a commanding lead, 6-0 over Washington. After 2 at bats.
3-2 pitch. Swing and miss, but a drop third strike. Alter's going to race down to first base. Throw off the glove of the first baseman, Peterson. And on the throw, Robinson came home to score and make it 5-0. So the inning continues. And the Bulldogs still, runners on the corners, can get another one in.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. The ball was floating in there. It kind of looked like an off-speed pitch. Christian got out in front of it. It was a catchable pitch. It was a pass ball. The catcher kind of caught Christian off guard when he seen it get by. He took off running, and catcher threw across. They didn't throw outside like the first baseman was asking.
Malachi Green fouls off the first pitch of his at-bat.
So he couldn't Christian come across, kind of blinded the first baseman, and he knocked it down, but allowed the run to score and Alter to get on first and continue this inning.
And another foul from Grant. Green had the one run of the first inning driven in by his sac fly. That won't do the trick this time. 2 outs. And the 0-2 pitch is way outside. Make it 1-2. Zarnecki takes his lead off of third. And Alter goes from second. Another bouncer. Wild pitch. Zarnecki will score. 6-0. All 3 runs for Martinsburg after loading the bases come home on wild pitches.
I think they all, except for the single, 2 walks and the single, come home on wild pitches. So
yep.
Martinsburg starting to take control here with 5 spots so far here in the second.
So now make it 2-2 count. Runner on second for Green, and he's going to swing at strike 3. And Early finally gets out of the inning. But not before 5 runs up on the board from Martinsburg, and they are able to get Grace Academy into their bullpen early. 6-0 Martinsburg will go to the top of the third after the 60-second break. It's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The thing I'm most passionate about with my clients is that 95% of them that come to me, they've never been in trouble in their lives. They've got careers, promising futures, things that matter.
So thankfully, after it was all said and done, I had no DUI and I had no more stress facing me or my family.
When you're on the fence whether to hire a DUI attorney, I always say that you really cannot afford not to. My name is Harley Wagner. My law practice has been exclusively focused on driving under the influence cases throughout the state of West Virginia.
April is National Donate Life Month. WVU Medicine is joining the effort to raise awareness for organ donation. Did you know that more than 100,000 people are waiting for life-saving organ transplants? One donor can save up to 8 people through organ donation, provide sight for 2 people through cornea donation, and restore health for more than 75 people through tissue donation. Join WVU Medicine and help spread awareness about the gift of donation. And if you haven't registered, visit registerme.org.
We move to the top of the third, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. It's a 5-run bottom of the second for Martinsburg against the Grace Academy Knights to put them up 6-0, as Jameer Brown will step on the rubber for his third inning of work. Andrew Ingram, the DH, will start things off. The 8-hitter for Grace Academy takes strike 1, which is basically what most of Grace Academy has done here through this first part of the order, this first time through the order.
Yep, got to get up there swinging with Jameer tonight. He's got strikes after strikes. There's another one, 0-2 count now on the swinging.
Yeah, Ingram took the bat off the shoulder that time, but couldn't get it. 3 strikeouts through 2 innings for Jameer. Here's a chopper that's going to go foul. Keep the at-bat alive.
Another strike.
Right, yeah. Ingram, Hefner, and then back to Early at the top of the order for the Knights. Brown readies and delivers. Can't catch the outside corner. It'll be a ball. And now another windup and pitch. Breaking ball, strike 3. Caught Ingram off guard. 4 strikeouts for Brown.
Yeah, that curveball working well there. Just had him froze him with that one. He couldn't do nothing with it, could Ingram.
Brings up Hunter Hefner, bottom of the order. Takes strike 1. And now Brown works again, strike 2 again. You have to think second time through the order we're going to see a lot of more first and second pitch swinging from the Knights. With all the strikes they're seeing. Here's 0-2. Here's a swing. It's going to be grounded over to Grant Henderson. He's going to throw to first in time for the second out.
Yeah, Grant looks smooth over there tonight behind Jameer. You know, good looking. When Jameer comes to the mound, Henderson plays short. When Henderson pitches, Jameer goes to short. So they both got each other's backs here. Two sophomores.
Connor Early comes back up.
Give me 2 juniors. Juniors here.
Looking at ball 1 was Early. And now he'll look at ball 2. Fastball high and outside.
Jameer had me all crossed up. He threw a ball. Kind of messed me up.
And that's been a rare occurrence so far. So he got just 2 hits, no walks, and 4 strikeouts from Brown first time through the order. And look at this, a 3-0 count.
Might match his ball total for the night, 3 balls.
Right. Doubled his output just in 1 at-bat here. And 3-0, swinging at it as Early. This is going to be trouble, and it falls in between Loper and Henderson. Early's going to go to second base on it.
Says, what the heck, right? 3-0, give me the green light, coach. And he found some grass out there. Then it took a bad hop away from the left fielder as it tailed away. He ends up with a double off that soft contact, but good piece of hitting there by Connor Early with the 2-out double here on a 3-0 count.
Grace Academy's yet to be held hitless in an inning. Hasn't come across and turned into runs yet. His first pitch from Brown, that gets away from him as A.J. Presley has to duck out of the way.
Yeah, that one over his back that he ducked out of the way. A.J. Presley with the single up the middle, first at bat, first pitch swinging. And so it looked like he was going to try starting with the curveball that got away.
Brown gives a look back at second. That comes to the plate. Breaking ball hits off of the glove of Fox. So Early's going to get over to third.
Yeah, the ball got away from Fox there, allowed him to move up. Curveball that just broke a little more than Fox, I believe, thought there. As it broke into the left-hander's batter's box, got away. Runner moves up now. Just 90 feet away from putting the run on the board there for Grace Academy.
2-0 outside. Brown, just like Hudson Walls in the last half inning, is struggling to find the zone a little bit. And just like Grace Academy, we're going to see one of the other pitchers come in from the infield and give his pitcher a few words of advice. It's Grant Henderson who jogs in from shortstop. Say a few words to Jameer Brown. And the 3-0 will come in for a strike. Presley clearly taking the whole way on that one. After a quick time, Presley back into the box. Wind up from Brown, and the pitch. It's a hard hit grounder over to Henderson, but it should be an easy play for the third out, and it is. into the glove of Loper. Strands the runner at third. And Martinsburg holds on to the shutout through 3 innings. We'll move to the bottom of the third as they still lead by 6. It's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 60 seconds.
Did you know that anybody can have lunch at Berkeley Senior Center? Hello, this is Amy Orndorff, Executive Director at Berkeley Senior Services. We serve a healthy, nutritious, and delicious lunch 5 days a week at 217 North High Street in Martinsburg. For seniors age 60 and up, the charge is by donation only, and for those under 60, it's just $7.25. And while you're here for lunch, take a look at all of our great programs and activities. Find out more, including our daily menu, at berkeleyseniorservices.org or by calling 263-8873. We look forward to serving you.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Bottom third from P.O. Faulkner Park, brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance. Reliable coverage since 1877. Call 304-263-0809 for a quote today. Visit fmiwv.com. Bulldogs 6-0 over Grace Academy through 2.5, and they'll have a chance to extend that here as Connor Early will start his first full inning of work after coming in with 2 outs and the bases loaded in the second.
Yeah, and Jameer Brown up to 40 pitches. If Coach Ballard's going to stick to that, 50-plus pitch limit, we're going to be, you don't see anybody warming, but you expect to see someone out there soon to get loosened up.
And the first pitch from Early bounces for ball 1. Just from the way Coach Byler said it, that makes me think that Brown, he'll try to let him get through the fourth, and if there's trouble, maybe he'll pull him. Swinging for strike 1 is Henderson.
Henderson popped out last time. He's looking for a pitch here. He can drive.
1-1 outside and low. Henderson popped up to start the second inning, and then that's when things went downhill for Walls. Here's a grounder into the Martinsburg dugout.
Yeah,
everybody seems to be okay.
Somebody blocked it up there. Everybody seems fine there.
Henderson will step back in with the 2-2 count.
The old bucket buster foul ball.
That's a breaking ball that stays outside. Full count. Early's pitch will stay outside. Leadoff walk for Grant Henderson. Early was able to get out of the jam eventually, but a couple wild pitches let a few of the runs that Walls was responsible for come across. And command issues to start off the third as well here for Early with the 4-pitch walk, or the leadoff walk. As Blosser, who came up and started the 1-out rally for Martinsburg in the second inning that led to 5 runs with a walk. A 4-pitch one. Lefty steps back in. And the pitch, that'll stay up. 4-ball.
Blosser coming in from the left side. Last time up, he walked. Started that walk fest there a little bit where they lost control.
The 1-0. That'll stay just outside of the zone as well. It's 2-0. So second pitcher in a row for 2 innings in a row here for Grace Academy. having difficulty finding the strike zone, and that'll continue on the 2-0 as it's the third straight ball and, well, really the seventh straight ball that Jacob Blosser has seen at the plate. 3-0, make it 8. 2 straight 4-pitch walks for Jacob Blosser. Doesn't get much easier for him to find first base twice than that.
Hedgesville's taking complete control of the game down there at Washington. They're up 9-0 in the top of the third as they've chased Connor Smith. And now look like Gockler is going to come to the mound for Washington to try to slow this Hedgesville attack. Mason McGill on the mound for Hedgesville at the moment and hasn't let a run come across. Washington's down 9-0. Up at Musselman, it's a 2-1 game. Spring Mills is up over Musselman. So EPAC action here tonight. Jefferson's off.
Hurley's going to start Armolt with a ball low as well. Look back at second and the pitch outside. 2-0. Henderson catches him napping, goes over and steals third base.
Yeah, good base runner. The kid's got great baseball IQ. He'd play any position on the field if he really had to. And, of course, he's a tremendous pitcher and showed over the weekend he has home run power, so turning into a complete package out here for Martinsburg here in his junior year.
Early with the 2-2, or excuse me, the 2-0. Strike one. Just barely finds the outside black. And Martinsburg only with 2 hits so far that have led to these 6 runs. And the 2-1, too high again for ball 3.
Yeah, too many free bases from Grace Academy. The error, on the bunt, and the walks.
Runner goes, swing and a miss, and no throw down. That'll take away traditional double play. Blosser gets himself a stolen base. Could call it catcher's indifference.
We just call it defensive indifference, right?
Yeah. 3-2. Armolt hits this one in play, high in left field. Underneath it is Barry, and tagging up, coming home is Henderson. He will score. Grace Academy trades an out for a run. Puts Martinsburg up 7-0.
Yeah, Molt definitely needed to just get the ball to the outfield there. Did what he needed to do. Found a pitch there. Lifted it up in the air there. Got it a little too much, of course. So, didn't quite square it up, but did do the job there. Got himself a sac fly. Brings up Loper, who's got a base hit and RBI already tonight. And another opportunity here for another RBI.
And he's going to pull the first pitch over towards the Grace Academy bullpen in foul territory in right field.
Yeah, he got on top of that one. Ball come running in on him. He just stayed through it, drove it down the line there into the bullpen.
As Tripp said, Loper singled, got himself an RBI, and eventually came around to score in the second inning. Here's a breaking ball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think it was the same pitch.
Blosser takes his lead off a second. Early looks back at him quickly. Now comes to the plate. Strike 2. Loper watches it go. R.J. Brown on deck for the Bulldogs. That'll be the top of the order if they can continue and extend the inning. Here's a foul off of the foot of Loper. Stays 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Game's kind of slowed down here a bit.
There's another 1-2 from Early. It's going to be hitting the center field pretty shallow, running in for it is the center fielder and left fielder. It's Barry in left that ends up calling off Presley and making the play.
Yeah, you get under that one as well, same as Armolt, and lifted a sky fly ball out there, not deep enough at all for Blosser to move up. It was actually on the left center field side, so it was tough. Not much he could do about it, but just kind of stand there and tag, see what happened, and wasn't able to move up.
Brings up R.J. Brown, 0 for 1 with a ground out the third. And early, looks like he might be able to get 3 straight fly ball outs, and he will, as Browns hit the center field, goes into the glove of Presley to end the inning. Martinsburg will leave 1 runner on, but they score 1 in the inning to go to the top of the 4th, up 7-0 on Grace Academy. We'll take a 1-minute break and come back with more West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
It's your wellness update with Floor Pools. Today, correspondent Robbie the Duck investigates new ways to manage stress. Let's go live to Finland. Well, our fine feathered journalist has discovered something truly relaxing. Saunas. Yes, saunas have been an integral part of life in Finland for over 2,000 years. Saunas help you find peace, reduce stress, improve circulation, and even detoxify your body. Go on, Rob. Now bring this Finnish tradition to your home. Floor Pools has the perfect sauna for you. From compact models to luxurious retreats, choose from traditional, infrared, or hybrid models. Specially priced starting as low as $73 a month at Floor Pools in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg. Floor Pools' intrepid, web-footed field reporter will bring you future sauna updates right here on the All Quackness channel. Until then, remember, relaxation is just a sauna away.
Martinsburg leads Grace Academy 7-0 as we move to the 4th inning. Top of the 4th is brought to you by Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Dylan Bishop and Tripp Tobin with you on the call. John Alderton, our on-site producer. Kyler High, Alec Epperson, Nick Verzolini behind the cameras on TV 10, and Colin McLaughlin back at the studio. Tripp, the Grace Academy pitchers have just not really been able to find the zone here in the 2nd and 3rd innings, and that's what's gotten Martinsburg out to this big lead here.
Yeah, too many free bases. You know, you talk about it. You hear Coach Ballard talk about it in some of the pre-games, and, Grace Academy is losing the free base game, terribly at the moment, mostly because of the, the walks and then, an error here and there, and the next thing you know, it's a crooked number on the board as we talk about all the time. So that big fast spot in the 2nd inning, couple hits surrounded by some walks and errors, and next thing you know, pass ball here and there, wild pitch, and runs come across.
First pitch strikes would help, and Jameer Brown certainly knows a thing or two about them as he starts off Peterson with 2 straight fastballs, which Peterson looks at here. 0-2 count. Jaden will call time at the plate, a lefty, just for a second before stepping back in. Jameer Brown, wind up and pitch. Lost the grip on that one. Bounces in front of Fox.
Thursday Martinsburg plays Jefferson. Friday, Musselman. 35 to 50 pitch count is 1 day rest, and then up to 75 for 2 days rest. So if your plans on pitching, against any of those games this week, you certainly have to stay below 75 for this week, you would think.
2-2 count now. And here's a swinging strike 3 for Jameer Brown's 5th strikeout. They'll send down Peterson, and you're right, Tripp, and that's Thursday that Martinsburg will go to Jefferson, and then Friday is when we'll see them play again, as you mentioned, Musselman. So maybe Jameer goes over 50. We could see him again on Friday. And here's a first pitch hit by Hudson Walls out to deep left field, and that is out of here.
Yeah, Hudson Wall struggled a little bit on the mound, but showed what he can do at the plate there. The college commit there made a mistake over the plate, and Jameer Brown's been throwing strikes. He'd come up there looking for a strike, got it, and sent it over the wall out there by the scoreboard.
It was a tough performance out on the mound for Walls, but he comes to the plate to make up for it with a run of his own. And we don't know for certain what his commitment to Charleston is under, but he's got the power to be a position player for sure, it looks like, at the D2 level.
He's got the power there. He sent that one, and Jacob Blaser, all I could do is look up.
That's the first run given up for Jameer Brown. And here's another first pitch swing here from Michael Berry. It'll go right to Christian Alter, though, at second base for out number 2.
Now batting number 10, Denton Bible.
Fourth hit of the outing so far given up by Brown. Like I mentioned last inning, still no hitless innings for Grace Academy. They finally get a run up on the board out of that.
Looks like Brown's going to surpass the 50 mark here. I think this was the 50th pitch coming. Maybe looking at keeping him under 75 for Friday.
Yep, strike comes in to even the count at 1-1 after a first pitch ball to Bible. So you won't see Brown against Jefferson, but you may against Musselman. Now there's a swing getting the batter to chase, 1-2. Bible was able to get himself a hit in the second inning. But he was the only one in that inning. And he won't get one this time. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3. 6th strikeout for Jameer Brown. We'll keep it 7-1 as we move to the bottom of the 4th. But Hudson Walls sends one over the left field wall to make it a 6-run deficit for Grace Academy to make up here as we move to the bottom of the 4th. After the 60-second break, it's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Panhandle Printing and Design is your full-service local print shop.
With over 50 years of combined experience, we know how to handle all of your printing and design needs.
We can handle anything, from small business cards to wrapping large vehicles. Our in-house design team can do it all. As a staple of this community, we love helping people promote their events, businesses, and anything they're passionate about. Envision, create, and bring your ideas to life with Panhandle Printing and Design.
Bottom of the 4th on TV 10, Talk Radio WRNR. It's brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. 7-1 Martinsburg over Grace Academy. Top of the order for the Bulldogs. See if they can extend their lead even further.
Now batting number 47, Jameer Brown.
Brown so far, a single and a walk, and his courtesy runner has come across the score both times.
Call time here in the box as the sun's setting here in Martinsburg. Nice and beautiful evening, no wind. That home run certainly wasn't wind aided, it was hit.
Oh, yep. Hudson Walls drove a solo shot into the trees in left field. Check swing strike from Jameer Brown to start his at-bat here against Early. And the next pitch will be just a bit high. Make it 1-1. 1, 2, 3, Brown, Zarnecki, and Alter that Early will have to face in this inning. Here's ball 2 outside. And we get another one foul. Early so far, he's pitched an inning and a third. He's gotten himself 2 strikeouts. He's walked 2 in that last inning. He's given up 1 run from himself, a couple wild pitches from early, drove in a couple runs that Hudson Walls will be responsible for when he first came into the game.
He's back up.
Still 9-0 down at the Washington-Hedgesville game with Hedgesville in the lead, 2-2, Spring Mills Musselman.
And here's a 2-2 swing from Brown. It looks like the right fielder, Downey, is under it, though, and he does make the catch to retire the first batter of the inning.
First time tonight they've kept Jameer off the bases. And so that means Zarnecki may get the swing.
Yeah, he reached base on an error on an attempted sacrifice bunt, and then reached base on a walk in his 2 at-bats.
4 straight fly ball outs, I believe, from early.
Yes.
He's gotten Martinsburg to lift the baseball.
Early will throw this one low. Fastball. Ball 1.
Early come in, throwing some strikes, giving his defense a chance to get some outs. You know, you can't defend the walk. And I certainly can't defend the wild pitches in the pass balls.
Here's one fouled off by Zarnecki. Still only 2 hits for Martinsburg on these 7 runs that they have, and both of those were given up by Walls. So Early still has yet to give up a hit into the field of play. Hill ready for a 1-1 pitch to Silas Zarnecki. And this will be hit in play into left center field, way back. And it gets down, hits off the wall, and a stand-up double for Silas Zarnecki.
Yeah, Zarnecki got all of that when he hit it out there at the CEC sign. Just to the side of Superior Construction, Canarium's Construction out there. So, he got all of that one. Ended up with a double as he come in. He come in with a stand-up double. So, see what Zarnecki can do when he swings that bat. He doesn't have Jameer in front of him trying to move him up in a tight game.
The fly balls that Early is forced have finally turned into something for Martinsburg. After the 4 straight flyouts, they finally get one that one hops the wall. Christian Alter stepping back in for his 3rd at-bat. He has yet to get himself a hit or a walk. He grounded into a fielder's choice and got on first base with a dropped 3rd strike. And here's a breaking ball that finds the outside corner. 1-1 count. And he'll look at this one for ball 2.
The Alter can't seem to catch a break there at times this year. Many times he's hit the ball in the nose and hasn't had much to show for it as far as average and stats goes, but he has had some competitive at-bats here, certainly here as of late.
He takes a big swing at the 2-1, but can't get it.
Step back and gather himself after that big hack. Steps back in here, and Zarnecki on second. 1 out, runner in scoring position.
And that 2-2 is low again, so full count, which has been a common sight here for the Bulldogs in these 3-ball counts. Payoff pitch, swing and miss by Alter. Early gets his 3rd strikeout.
And bring Malachi Green to the play as Alter headed back to the dugout. He's not happy at all with that. He's pressing now at the moment. That brings up Green to the plate. This chance for an RBI. He already has 1 RBI tonight on a sac fly.
Hurley's first pitch, swing and miss by Green. It gets away from the catcher Akins and allows Zarnecki to move to third. And Alter, 2 strikeouts now. And he reached base on the first one. It was a drop third strike, but he was able to make it down to first. A throw that was just a little off target. Now Green, who struck out swinging against Early to end the second inning. Faces this 0-1 pitch, and it's high and outside. Makes it 1-1.
Zarnecki down there getting a good jump. If that ball gets away, he's going to take a shot at it. I can tell you that, as he's hungry to get home here.
Trying to extend Martinsburg's 7-1 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Malachi Green, big cut, but a big miss.
Yeah, big off-speed pitch there. Had him out on his front foot, and he took a big hack at it.
1-2. 2 outs. Early trying to strand the runner on third. Pitch, and it's another one. He got him to chase. Early having success with the breaking ball. His 4th strikeout sends down the Bulldogs in their first scoreless inning of the game. Keeps it 7-1 as we move to the 5th after the 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
We go to the 5th inning here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. It's brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. Proud to be the owners who just care more. We get a call to the bullpen. Brought to you by Small Insurance. It's Christian Alter who will come in after Jameer Brown gets through 4 innings, giving up 4 hits and just 1 run and no walks and 5 strikeouts. That'll end his day. See what Alter can do with a 6-run lead here in the 5th.
Yeah, it gives Martinsburg, their, a pitcher there on Friday if they need one in Jameer, whether start or come in, certainly available. You're going to see Alter come in, probably get 30-some pitches, maybe 30, 50 pitches out of him. Hopefully close the game out for Martinsburg. Doesn't have to go any deeper. As you see, Grace Academy sending some guys down to the bullpen.
A wild pitch from Alter that looks like Akins has to really duck out of the way of.
Yeah, he squared around the bunt, put his nose on that baseball bat, and looked up and seen an 80-plus mile-an-hour fastball coming in from Alter. He had to get out of the way.
He will swing through this one, foul it off. You can see the velocity on that pitch just by the way that it came back up the net here and bounced after that foul tip. One count. Akins will foul another one straight back.
Right under me.
You almost had it, Trip.
It's right under me.
Akins 0 for 1. Struck out swinging in the 2nd inning.
He swings the bat. As long as the ball's not coming towards his nose.
Yeah. He was one of 6 strikeouts for Jameer Brown. And here's another strikeout.
Big
Here,
curveball.
first one for Alter.
Big curveball from Alter. Yeah.
So make it 0 for 2 with 2 swinging strikeouts for Akins. the catcher. That'll bring up the DH, Andrew Ingram, who struck out looking to start the third inning. He will swing at the first pitch and hit it foul.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it just hit the glove of Fox and kicked away. He just missed it. I don't think it got the umpire. At first it looked like it might have got Keith, but I think it just dribbled away.
Alter looks in and fires. Curveball hits the zone for strike 2.
Yeah. Ingram got caught looking at a curveball like that for strike 3 against Jameer there, so he got buckled earlier in his first at-bat. See what Martinsburg opts to go with now, 0-2.
It'll be another curveball. Swings at this one and can't find it.
Yeah, that one just floated away from him that time.
2 straight strikeouts to start the outing for Christian Alter, who, as we know, not known as a strikeout pitcher, but he can have his moments. He had, a dozen strikeouts or so in an outing that we had earlier in the year.
Yeah, he pounds the strike zone, has a great off-speed pitch, doesn't walk a lot of guys, gives your defense a chance, and, that's all Martinsburg asked for here is ground ball.
Hunter Hefner on the ground to Henderson at shortstop, and that will be out number 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. 7-1 Martinsburg. They still lead over Grace Academy. Take a 60-second break. Be back. More West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Mark Hughes Plumbing and HVAC is here to solve your plumbing and heating problems while meeting your renovation needs. Now serving Berkeley, Jefferson, Hampshire, and Mineral counties. We're a family-owned and operated company that's fully licensed and insured. We can do kitchen and bathroom upgrades and remodels, plumbing, HVAC and light excavation, well pumps, water heaters, and drain clearing. Call 304-620-8013. Mark's Hughes Plumbing and HVAC. We look forward to working with you.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Bottom of the 5th here from P.O. Faulkner Park is brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Martinsburg still with the 6-run lead here as they come up in the 5th.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I'm good at. This right here is what I do just in the evenings. But I do have a professional right behind me. And guys might know him by his voice, and I think he's keeping an eye on me here. And I don't know if he wants to introduce himself or not. If we put him on air, he might want paid, right? He might want a paycheck, right?
I don't know. I don't know if I've heard this guy call games before. Matt Miller. I've heard the name before. It's ESPN's draft guy, right?
Something. I'm not sure.
The Hall of Famers joined us in the press box as Grant Henderson swings and misses at the first pitch.
Left us from calling games to calling young athletes to Christ, and we're very thankful to have him in our community.
Henderson watches this one come inside on him. Ball 1.
Matt here's leading the FCA here in Faith Christian Athletes here in the area.
Connor Early. Next pitch is ball 2, 2-1. Look at a short visit from his catcher.
Matt went out on his own, and he's a missionary now. If anybody wants to support him, just get a hold of me, and I'll take my 10% and send it over. Yeah, he's doing a great job getting the scriptures back into the high schools, and we really appreciate what he does. But no, all jokes aside, anybody would want to support that mission, Matt would certainly appreciate that. And I'll do it for 5%.
Henderson steps back in for the 2-1, and Early will hit the zone. Strike 2. So far for Grant, he popped out to the catcher and he drew a walk. Eventually came around to score at a stolen base at third on his way around. And he will keep himself alive with a foul ball.
Grant's having a wonderful night in the field. Ground balls up the middle are automatic. You've been real smooth coming across the diamond, whipping that ball over there, and productive at the plate here. Last time up, getting yourself on base.
Next pitch from Early will break outside, run the count full.
Grant trying to get on base anyway at all here as a leadoff.
The windup and the payoff pitch. Henderson hits it hard over to third base. One hop. Denton Bible makes the throw and makes the play.
Yeah, he couldn't hit it much harder there. Quality at bat there. Good competitive AB. So I know doesn't like the fact that it didn't get down the line for a double there, but he's got to be happy with the swing.
Brings up Jacob Blosser, who has only seen 8 pitches. They've all been outside of the strike zone. He's gone down to first base both times. And that was once against each of the 2 pitchers that we've seen so far. We'll look at another one outside of the zone. 1-0 start to the at-bat here for Blosser. Early with his windup, and here's one hit into right field, but it is at Downey in right field for the second out.
He hit it right at him there. He kind of got it off the end of the bat there, got out in front of it just a little bit, but just missed it there. Nice play out there by the right fielder.
It was a shaky start for Early, but now he's through full 3 innings of work. And he's only given up 1 hit and 2 walks. A couple wild pitches when he came in that got a couple runs in, but only 1 run that is assigned to him. He's got 4 strikeouts. So he settled down after coming in with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the second inning. And he's been effective since then.
Yeah, he's got a lot of fly ball outs here tonight. And, Henderson just put a charge in one, but right at the third baseman. But other than that, been a lot of fly balls, can of corn there, here and there.
Armalt looks at ball 1. This time through the order, it's just 1 hit for Martinsburg, and we're here at Armalt, the 7-hitter. The 1-0 from Early runs inside on Armalt, and he'll hit it foul.
Update on the Hedgesville-Washington game. Hedgesville's up 10-0 now in the top of the 5th with men on second and third. And just a few short weeks ago that Washington had won in a shortened 10-run mercy rule against Hedgesville. So it looks like Hedgesville's about to return the favor possibly. That's how crazy the EPAC is.
Yeah. 1-1. That'll break outside of the zone. Ball 2.
They're going to have to meet each other in the sectional regional last tournament to get the rubber match out.
Yeah. Armalt, so far here, walked and then had an RBI sacrifice fly in his second and third inning at bats, and this one's going to run in and hit him.
Oh, they got him in the side there on the hip. Nothing he could do about it. Thought about charging the mound, but thought different. Figured Early to put knots on his eye if he did, so threw the bat down, took off over there. Now, he hurt him pretty good. Might have got him in the elbow. All jokes aside, he's got it in the elbow, and he's going to get a runner here. Robinson's going to come into the game at the moment because I thought it might have just got him in the hip or maybe got him in some of that little muscle of his, but it looked like it got him on the bone because he's not happy at all about that. He's rubbing his elbow, so I hope all's well there.
I'll bring up Bradley Loper, who's got himself an RBI as well. It was a single, one of Martinsburg's just 3 hits, again, to this point. Foul tip on the first pitch.
Yeah, he really seems to be, just keeping Martinsburg off their swing at the moment. Their timing, they're out in front. They're lifting the baseball, catching it off the end of the bat. Need to kind of try to shoot that ball back up the middle, stay back a little bit. His velocity is not, his velocity is just right where he needs to be, to keep Martinsburg kind of out front on their front foot. And then he has some movement, so that creates trouble for Martinsburg trying to square it up.
0-1 pitch. This one's hit high into right field. Going back for it is Downey, and it's off the wall. Coming around third and heading home is Robinson. Throwing the second base, not nearly in time to get Loper, who gets himself an RBI double. Put an 8th run up on the board for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, right before that pitch, he swung through that first pitch. He was out in front. Coach Bowler calls timeout, run down and talked to him. Not sure exactly what he said, but he certainly executed as he stayed back that time. Instead of being out in front of the baseball, he stayed back, kept his weight back, and delivered a beautiful shot there. The Food by Fire Sycamore sign out there at the left center field, right center field.
So second hit, second run allowed for early. Brings up R.J. Brown, who's 0 for 2. He'll look at the first pitch inside and low.
2 RBI night for Loper, 2 hits.
Yep, 2 RBIs from the 8th spot. Out of the 4 RBIs that Martinsburg has gotten so far. Out of their 8 runs. Here's another ball inside.
About 8 more feet, he would have had the home run, but just missed it, just like Zarnicki, just at the base of the wall.
Yeah, off the bat, thought it might be out of here. 2-0 pitch. R.J. Brown watches it go for strike 1.
I heard Matt behind me saying, back, 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 back.
Loper with his lead off his second base. The Bulldogs back up to a 7-run lead. Pitch from early. He's going to get Brown to chase it for strike 2.
Yeah, curveball way out in front, down the dirt. It's going to need some competitive at-bats here. Here at the bottom of the lineup, Martinsburg does.
Early, his breaking ball stays a little too high. 3-2. Another full count. See if R.J. Brown can flip this back to the top of the order. Payoff pitch. It'll be hit up in the air into foul territory. I think it's going to stay in play, and it will, as Jaden Peterson from first base comes over, drops to a knee as he makes the play, and that'll end the inning. So Martinsburg answers the 1 run that Grace Academy was able to put up in the top of the 4th with an RBI double from Bradley Loper in the bottom of the 5th. We'll move to the 6th after a 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Top of the 6th on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first, Parsons. Here's the first pitch of the top of the 6th. It's a fastball high and outside from Christian Alter. To the top of the order, leadoff hitter Connor Early. And he's going to hit this one well, but it's going to be pushed foul. Christian Alter, 1-2-3 inning, his first time up on the mound. And here's another one. This is going to be hit into play towards center field, diving and just barely missing it is R.J. Brown. It'll roll to the warning track. Blosser is able to go back and get it, throw it into third base, but it is a leadoff double for Connor Early.
2 doubles for the young man tonight as he's found the hole twice. And good start there for Grace Academy, down 7 runs here, getting late in the game here, down to their final 6 outs.
A.J. Presley will be the next one up.
Presley with a base hit, first inning up the middle. Ground out to short.
First hit allowed by Alter. He'll look back at Early. Now he'll come to the plate, and he'll get strike 1 across. So that increases the chances that we'll see Hudson Walls in this inning. He had a home run in his last at-bat. Here's a grounder over foul to Coach Schau for Grace Academy. 0-2 count to the center fielder Presley. First inning of work for Alter was the first hitless inning for Grace Academy.
Presley calls time there. Didn't like getting frozen. Good job in the box there by Presley. Presley's a aggressive swinger up there. Doesn't appear that he takes too many strike threes as he certainly goes up looking to swing the bat.
And he'll swing at this one and chase it out of the zone. Drop to third strike. Throw down the first in plenty of time. Runner advances to third, though.
Sacrifice strikeout.
There you go.
Yeah. Runner moves up. Yeah, he got fooled on that curveball. Like I say, he's a pretty aggressive hitter up there. That time it just worked against him. First inning, aggressive first pitch fastball, swinging. That time Martinsburg kind of took advantage of that and got him to extend the strike zone. But good night so far for Presley as he gives way to Peterson here. Like you said, with Hudson Walls on deck, Peterson can get on. Walls can get into one. He can tighten this game up in one swing of the bat. Stay tuned, people. Don't go to sleep at home in the chair, right?
Yeah. Peterson 0 for 2 so far. And that will not stay the same. This is hit in the center field. Base hit. A run will score. Peterson takes a long turn past first base, but he'll go back and have himself the RBI single.
Yeah, Peterson, nice job there. Left-handed swinger. Took that fastball right back up the middle. Took a really hard Florida State turn around the first base, and if that ball got bobbled at all, he was going for 2.
Two hits and a run allowed now for Alter. It was a big lead off first for Peterson.
Yeah,
Alter stepped off and forced him back without a throw.
He was getting the run and jump. Yeah, he was taking off.
That does bring up Hudson Walls. Solo home run off of Jameer Brown. And this is going to be a grounder in play. Grant Henderson only play is going to be at first base. It will be in time for the out.
Nice play by Grant. No, not a play at all. Hit too soft to try to go to second. Not a play at all there. Knew it from the time it was hit off the end of the bat that he was going to have to go to first. Rounded that baseball, got it around it, made a good strong throw across to get the out as Peterson moves up to second.
Michael Berry, 0 for 2, steps in. strikeout and a ground out the second.
Been a good night for Henderson in the field. It's been a wall out there at short. Been really smooth.
Foul ball on the first pitch from Barry. Alter with a long look in at Fox. Turns a second and he'll step off.
Alter certainly doesn't move with the speed that Grant does on the mound. He likes to slow the game down a little bit.
And this pitch from Barry hit in the center field. Another single for the Knights. Coming around and scoring will be Peterson to make it 8-3.
Still some life over there in that Grace Academy dugout as he stayed back. Barry stayed back on that curveball and just drove it right back up the middle, the same as his counterpart there, Jaden Peterson did 2 batters before.
They cut the deficit to 5 here with 2 outs in the 6th. First pitch from Alter to Bible is high. Ball 1. Barry with his lead at first. Here's the pitch. Outside. Here's a throw down from Fox. Not able to get anywhere close to getting Barry out, but keeping him honest. Bible 1 for 2. Single and a strikeout swinging. 2-0 from Alter. We hit up in the air. Foul. Out of play. Be Akins on deck, Ingram in the hole, if the Knights can continue this inning. Eight to 3 here in the top of the 6th. The trailing team at the plate. Here's a ball 3, low and outside.
So Hedgesville completes the complete turnaround from the last time they played Washington. Lost 11-1 earlier this year, just won 10-0. So two lopsided victories, and those two teams got together.
Here's ball 4. Alter, first walk given up by either Martinsburg pitcher so far. Puts 2 runners on. We'll get a time called by Coach Shao. Maybe making some sort of change. It looks like it. This is not Lawson Akins. It's number 23, Liam Early.
Yeah, Liam Early. Connor Early. I wonder if he's related to Connor Early.
I was wondering the same. Seems like a good chance of it. Comes up with 2 outs and 2 on. And he'll take strike 1. Check swing may have gone through, but it looks like it was in the zone regardless. Alter, a look back at second, and now comes to the plate. High for ball 1.
2-2 up at Musselman. Coming to the
here
plate.
Comes the rain.
Oh, here comes some rain, yeah. Coming down hard.
Foul tip into the glove for strike 2. We were wondering if we would make it out of this game before it started, and we sure didn't. Ball 3 comes in low.
Yeah, Martinsburg needs an out here to get 6 complete for Grace as everybody's running for the hills.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and miss, strike 3. There's your 6 full. Or no, excuse me, 5.5.
5.5, 6 for Grace, yep. It's lightened up. I don't think the hard stuff's going to come down for a while, they say.
Well, we can hope so. And we'll move to the bottom of the 6th to get that full 6th inning in after the 60-second break. West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is celebrating its 98th festival, Field of Blooms. Friday, May 2nd, the Fire Truck Rodeo and New Horizons Kids Fun Day starts off a free fun family day. That evening, the Hang 10 Car Wash Firefighters Parade shows antique and modern fire trucks with lights flashing. Then the firefighters are honored at the White House Foods First Responders Recognition Banquet. Later in the evening, enjoy the Trex Music Fest and American Woodmark Fireworks Show. Visit thebloom.com. That's thebloom.com.
When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age.
Bottom of the 6th, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Buy your next vehicle online, and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. It's 8-3 Martinsburg as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Some rain started to come through at the P.O. Faulkner Park. I'm sure it would take a lot more to get us in trouble when it comes to actually playing here, but we are 3 outs away from having a full 6 in. It'll be Martinsburg's top of the order.
Jameer Brown.
Jameer Brown, and then Silas Zarnecki and Christian Alter due up. Connor Early. This pitch is inside for ball 1.
Had a little bit of a rainstorm there, and didn't last long, but still raining a little bit, isn't it?
It came in strong, and now it slowed down a little bit as here's a grounder. Jameer Brown, throw from shortstop by Walls is way off the mark. Brown will get to second base.
Almost went to Nick's Cameron. He's not there.
Yeah, he hit that ball to the ground, shortstop, and he just kind of threw flat-footed. Yeah, he didn't get much on it as he kind of caught it on his heels. And he threw flat-footed, hit the dirt. Pedersen couldn't keep up, couldn't handle it. Went to the wall, and Jameer moved up to second on the error. So 2-base error there on the shortstop. Puts a runner in scoring position for Martinsburg.
Silas Zarnecki, who hit one to the wall on one hop his last time up. His first pitch he sees will be outside of the zone. Ball 1. Zarnecki reached base on an error, walked, and has that double. The 1-0 also outside for ball 2.
Hedgesville also pulled McGill at 75 pitches there at the end of that game. They have 2 EPAC games on Thursday and Friday as well. So after the 10-run cushion at 75 pitches, they pull McGill, and they get to keep their pitcher for Friday and get the victory over Washington. So they're trying to make a big stand for that number 2 spot as everybody's chasing that spot down. Now Hedgesville with a couple wins over Martinsburg, a win over at Jefferson, and they get their victory back from Washington.
Strike comes in to Zarnecki. 2-1 is the count. Brown, no longer the pitcher, stays out to run for the first time. Pitch from Early, inside for ball 3. Brown's going to make a move for third. And, Aikens behind the plate thought he had him. It was a close play. Bible had to reach for the ball. He got it into the glove, it looked like. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe he didn't actually.
Yeah, he threw it. It was on time. I'm not sure if the third baseman handled it cleanly and was able to make the tag or not, but it was a good play there. Good read by Jameer to get it to move up.
There's ball 4 to Zarnecki. Zarnecki's
been on base 4 out of 4 times. Working hard to keep off the bases. Bring Alter to the plate, who needs a big hit here to lift his spirits. Young man's been pressing all year long. If you don't play sports and you don't understand slumps or pressure, it's certainly something that's really tough on you mentally.
Alter will look at the first pitch as it gets to the backstop. Here comes Jameer Brown sliding in for the run, makes it 9-3.
A little bit of rain made the sliding easier. Now you got to start your slide a little earlier.
That walk to Zarnecki was the third for early.
Martinsburg's getting one of those 2 runs back. Back out to 9-3.
Early readies again, comes to the plate, and here's a base hit up the middle. Right past the second base bag. Zarnecki will come home. There's an errant throw that hits off the glove of Akins. Going to let Christian Alter move up to second. 10-3.
That's what Alter needed, a base hit there, a clean base hit back up the middle, not trying to do too much. Last time up to the plate, you see him kind of swinging out of his shoes there a little bit, and that kind of cost him as we're going to get number 8 in here, Carson Tomlinson to run for the pitcher. You have a tendency when you get in a slump to just try to do too much, swing too hard. And that's kind of what seeing the last 2 at bats with Alter there. He just stayed within himself,
Here's Malachi Green, first pitch swing, and this could drop in, and it will, in left center field. But Tomlinson had to wait for that one to fall in, so he only goes to third.
Martinsburg finally getting stringing together a few hits there as they were just kind of recipient of some free bases there early. Now they're starting to earn a few things, not just being given some runs. As we're going to see, like another pitching change. It looks like maybe Pedersen's going to come on. He was asking for his other glove there for a minute, so that would mean he's going to move off the first base position. Not sure where to, but certainly they're bringing in another glove for the first baseman. He's Pedersen is going to maybe go to the mound.
That's what it looks like. And we'll go ahead and we'll take a 1-minute break as the pitching change is made. It's West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival is celebrating its 98th festival, Field of Blooms. Friday, May 2nd, the Fire Truck Rodeo and New Horizons Kids Fun Day starts off a free fun family day. That evening, the Hang Ten Car Wash Firefighters Parade shows antique and modern fire trucks with lights flashing. Then the firefighters are honored at the White House Foods First Responders Recognition Banquet. Later in the evening, enjoy the Trex Music Fest and American Woodmark Fireworks Show. Visit thebloom.com. That's thebloom.com.
With a great selection comes great possibilities. And at CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg, the possibilities are endless. Shop our amazing selection of new vehicles like the Ram 1500. And right now, save on new Jeeps like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models. Plus, every Jeep purchase comes with our Jeep Wave program. So wherever your possibilities take you, you'll be connected. Shop CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg today. Owners just care more.
Call to the bullpen brought to you by Smallwood Small Insurance. It's Jaden Peterson on the mound now for Grace Academy. As we mentioned earlier, the team leader in ERA, according to Max Preps. .09 ERA in 4 appearances so far this year. Southpaw come up against Grant Henderson. Runners on first and third.
Stays in. That's cool, because that's going to make it sturdier. You're not going to have the issues you had before. Right. Yeah. Okay.
10-3 Martinsburg. Here in the bottom of the 6th, still no outs. If this inning does get out of hand for Grace Academy, they won't even get the chance to use their last 3 outs, try to make a miracle comeback, as Grant Henderson at the plate would represent the winning run for a 10-run rule.
Mason McGill for Hedgesville, combined with, Gockley for what I believe was a no-hitter. Or excuse me, not Gockley, Stavanko. Mason McGill went 4 innings, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, no hits, no runs. And Stavanko went 1 inning, no hits, no runs, of course, no earned runs. And so they combined for 5 innings, no hitter.
How about that? Grant Henderson comes up. On the day so far in his 3 at-bats, popped up for an out to the catcher in foul territory. He walked, stole a base, and came around to score, and then grounded out to third base. First pitch from Peterson will be a strike on the inside part of the plate. Peterson gives a look to first, and the pitch. They'll be high for a ball. Henderson steps back in, 1-1 count. Peterson gets in the swing through this one for strike 2.
All tied up at Musselman, top of the 7th. Spring Mills coming to the plate, 2-2 in the last inning up there. So a tight game, tight EPAC game up there at Musselman and Spring Mills.
Peterson fires again. This one comes in low. Evens the count at 2-2.
Peterson coming from the left side, little velocity, the big change up from Early. Early went back to short. Send Hudson over to first base, but the first baseman to the mound.
2-2 from Peterson. That'll come inside.
Good pitch, just missed. Good eye by Grant.
3-2. Two errors so far from Grace Academy. They've given up 6 hits and the 10 runs. 7 walks total from their pitchers. Runner goes on the 3-2. Swing and miss, strike 3. Throw down. Not going to be an actual play made as the base is stolen by Green, but they do get the strikeout.
Yeah, good looking pitch there by the lefty Peterson. Now you see why he kind of leads his team in ERA. Got a good look from the left side, good velocity. Ball moves a little bit, has a secondary pitch there, so you can see how he can be successful. Now you're going to face lefty on lefty here with men on second and third. 1 out. Blosser to the plate. Blosser is 2 walks and a line out to the right fielder tonight.
Look back at second from Peterson. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. The ball hits off the glove of the catcher, but no movement from the runners.
Thomason got a bad read there. You can see as he kind of got caught flat-footed, he was beating himself up there a little bit, slapping his hands in disgust that he didn't get that read. Pitchers work slow. You know, you don't pound the strike zone. Like, not only does the defense go to sleep on you sometimes, but the runners will go to sleep.
Blosser ready for the 0-1, and here it is. And very far outside again. Akins was able to keep a hold of that one. 1-1 count here with 1 out. 10-3 game here at the bottom of the 6th. Martinsburg leading Grace Academy.
Still in a drizzle here. Be a heavy drizzle, we could call it.
Yeah, Peterson gets strike 2 in the Blosser. Shouldn't be an issue for completing the game as long as there's no thunder and lightning coming along with it, but could make things a little slippery out in the field. 1-2. It's going to be between the legs of Aiken behind the plate. And a throw in. Tomlinson comes across the plate. The ball hits him as he comes across. But the run counts anyway. 11-3.
Tomlinson crossed the plate. The third to the pitcher, I think, caught him on the knee as he kicked away. He's hobbled back to the dugout there a little mad that it caught him square, I believe, in the knee or the shin.
And right at him like it was a wiffle ball game or something. 2-2 count now.
If he hit him before he touched his home, he's out, I think.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2.
That's how Chuck would play it, right, Chuck?
Outside.
Hit him with the ball before he gets home, he's out, right? Should be. That's how we played growing up, yeah. He should be out. Yeah. Chuck likes full contact baseball rules.
Full count pitch to Blosser. He's going to line this one hard, but a foul over to the third base side.
You don't want to bunt when Chuck's playing the catcher. He'll hit you straight square in the back. That's why we had to make rules for guys, because of guys like Chuck. Keep this a gentleman's game as Blosser fights off that 2-strike pitch.
Another payoff pitch. Got him swinging.
Yeah, definitely some talent out there on the mound with Peterson as he's coming from that left side. Challenge Blosser there with a 3-2 fastball up a little.
He's had to work for him, but he's gotten 2 strikeouts.
Armolt, he could end this thing with one swing, send us home.
He sure could.
2 outs, 10 run at the plate.
Wouldn't be his first home run of the season. He takes the first pitch inside for a ball.
Good to see him back out there. He took one off the bony part of that elbow, I think, the last time, and kind of winced as he went in. Was removed from the game momentarily.
1-0 from Peterson. That'll be low for ball 2.
I hear sirens. I see Nick running. Something's up. They finally found him.
I guess they did.
And stealing girls' hearts.
Peterson, 2-0 pitch. Lined by Armolt. Right at the third baseman. Hits off his glove, though, but he'll have time to pick it up and throw it to first for the third out. That's a good recovery by Denton Bible over there at third base. And that will strand the runner. And that'll have us go to the top of the 7th. Grace Academy down to their last 3 outs. Down by 8. 11-3. Take a 60-second break and be back with more West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
After a car accident, call the local law firm that can give you the help you need right now.
Get more with Manchin Ferretti, the one with 115 years of combined experience fighting for West Virginia accident victims. Get more with Manchin Ferretti,
the one that takes on the big insurance companies.
Get more with Manchin Ferretti. We're Manchin Ferretti.
After a car accident, we'll fight for every dollar you deserve. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee. So call right now.
Get more with Manchin Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Top of the 7th inning, brought to you by Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution, located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301 in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-3361. Everyone here at P.O. Faulkner Park can answer the question from John Fogarty coming over the loudspeakers. They can, in fact, see the rain. It's 11-3.
Yes, we have seen the rain, John. But field's playing well. Turf's a little slippery. We've seen some good slides out of it, but as the ball comes in low. A 2-0 count here to start the inning as Grace Academy needs lots of base runners.
And Andrew Ingram is not going to help the cause. He's going to pop this one up into foul territory over by first base, and Bradley Loper makes the catch.
Grace down to their last 2 outs. Still tie ball game up at Musselman, top of the 7th. Spring Mills has 2 runners on, nobody out. Threatening here to take the lead there late in the game.
Brings up Hunter Hefner. Christian Alter still out on the mound for the Bulldogs. Ball 1 here to start this at bat. 2 ground outs to shortstop for Hefner. There's one right back at us.
It was coming at me. Coming right back at us.
1-1 count to Hefner here with 1 out. It'll be ball 2. Fastball low and outside.
Alter reached back a little bit for that one.
Swinging strike 2 on the next pitch. 2-2 count now to Hefner.
He did this morning, yeah.
Top of the lineup to follow Hefner here. We'll see at least one more at bat for Connor Early. And here's a strike 3 looking on the outside corner. Alter with 5 strikeouts here through 2 2/3 innings of work.
Martinsburg going to try to get Connor Early out, whose last 2 at bats been doubles. He's going to try to go for a 3-hit night. Grace Academy out down to their last out.
First pitch is a ball in the dirt. Two doubles and a strikeout for Early, as mentioned. Next pitch, just outside of the zone, ball 2. Pitch, high for ball 3. If you're wondering, the Nationals currently trail the Phillies 5-2 in the bottom of the 8th. May catch the conclusion of that one after this, if it's still going when we go off the air. Here's a strike that comes in. Orioles doing a lot worse than the Nationals right now. 14-2, the Yankees currently leading them. Here's a liner right at Grant Henderson. That's the ball game. Martinsburg gets the win, 11-3 over Grace Academy. Started off strong with a 5-run second inning, and they never looked back. They're getting that 1 run in the first to go along with it. It's just too much for the Knights to handle. Tripp, it's a good win for the Bulldogs here.
Yeah, a good win there. I mean, early the game, they just kind of took whatever, Grace Academy give them, and under, behind the great pitching of Jameer Brown, he kept them off the board except for that one solo shot there that didn't hurt much. But, for the most part, Martinsburg just kind of chipped away there, took the free bases and the walks and, the air of that inning and put a, base hit here and there, put that foul spot up, and that sent them, on their way there. After that, things settled in. Early got Martinsburg to swing the bat and fly out, and they chipped away a little bit, but ultimately in the end, Martinsburg pulled away and started stringing together some base hits and just took care of business. Saved Jameer Brown for Friday, in his pitch count, and come out here and did exactly what they needed to do tonight.
And with that, we will take a 2-minute break and come back with the post-game show. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Postgame show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 is brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. With a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere, check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Martinsburg gets the win over Grace Academy, 11-3. Here, Martinsburg able to get some runs up on the board early on. 1 run in the first, 5 in the second.
See you folks later.
Another one in the third inning, and then slowly but surely add on to it as the game goes on. End up with 11 runs. Solo home run from Grace Academy was their first run up on the board from Hudson Walls in the fourth inning. We're able to add on 2 in the sixth. But in Martinsburg, 11 runs that they get across. Gives them the 8-run victory. Game scoring summary brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Triple, we'll have them up here soon, but while Nick is working on it, get our player of the game, which is brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons, we had one guy with multiple RBIs in this game, Trip. He's our player of the game.
Yeah, Bradley Loper, early in the game, he game was tight, got a base hit down the left field line there, kept the line moving there, and later in the game, he swung through a pitch there. Coach Ballard called timeout, got him down there, and he put a charge and a ball out there, and got it. Just missed the home run over there for another RBI, ended up scoring a few runs there. So, he was the guy tonight that actually was able to get a couple doubles out, get a couple of base hits out of there. Him and Salazar Nike put a charge in it, but Loper, well deserved, been a great player this year for Martinsburg. Come in, eating up some innings. Has been a defensive force over there at first base all year long for Martinsburg. He's been a great receiver at first base for his infielders when they're off the mark a little bit, and so tonight he's able to show some of his offense and get a few RBIs in there and help his team to victory.
Jameer Brown on the mound to start out for the Bulldogs. Goes 4 innings, gives up 4 hits and no walks, only gives up 1 run on the solo home run, strikes out 6. Christian Alter, 3 innings worked, 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 run. He strikes out 5. There's also an RBI in from Malachi Green and Braden Armalt. And we'll go ahead here and get our player of the game. Bradley Loper comes in, sits down with us. You able to hear us?
Yes, sir.
There, Bradley? All right. You get 2 RBIs here in this one and 3 at-bats. What were you seeing up there at the plate?
I've been just working on my approach, really just hunting my pitch, preferably the fastball. I got that pitch, and, I'm just taking it for a ride. My coach has really been on me to take good at-bats, and I felt like I did that tonight.
Early in the game, you got one to drop in, and you stayed back on a breaking ball. Got over there, and you got one down there, got your team, got the line rolling. But later, like you said, you come up, chance to break the game open, swing through a pitch. Coach calls timeout. You go down, you have a conversation, you come back, have a good competitive swing. What was that conversation?
Really just, look for my pitch. Don't take over aggressive swings. Really just find a way to move the runner over. I got my pitch and took it for a ride.
Earlier in the year, you got your pitch. You swung one around the foul pole. Down there, we thought you got your second one there tonight, but it kind of died there in that little bit of a heavy. But, what's it been like this year as, you come in, a lot of JV experience last year, not a lot of varsity experience. You and Grant, a lot of you guys, Silas, come up together through those ranks. And not a lot of people giving you a whole bunch of credit, but here you guys are fighting every night in EPAC. What's it say for you guys, and where do you feel like you're at in the season, or where you've progressed from pitch 1 to tonight?
I think we've really put in a lot of work in the cages, especially where we've been in the cage every single day, taking good swings. Our coach has really been putting it on us, giving us a good game plan coming into games. We've been pitching well. Jameer pitched great tonight. Christian came in relief and did his thing. I just think we've really improved just overall, just doing everything correctly, limiting strikeouts especially. We've been putting balls in play.
And as far as your defensive prowess over there, you've been extremely good at digging baseballs. You've been the infielder's best friend over there. You guys' defense are one of the best defenses in EPAC, behind those guys. And when Coach Bowler says you don't lose the free base game, you guys generally are really tight in a game, or you are, you're on top. But real quick, over the weekend, you went up to Honesdale, 2 tight games up there. How was that trip?
It was good. It was a long bus ride, but I felt like we came out there being competitive. We executed a lot of small ball. Like, we were bunting well. We pitched well, but it was a fun trip, just long bus ride. Glad to be home.
Had some good wins at Musselman, 2 against Washington. Dropped a tight game against Hedgesville. Game got away from you early at Jefferson, and you guys fought back. Got 2 big EPAC games this week. What's the game plan there?
Just limiting strikeouts, putting pressure on their defense, and don't give up free bases. Just keeping pressure on them, hitting the ball, no errors.
I think Bradley could coach, don't you? Sounds like Coach Bowler sitting over there, doesn't he?
I might as well be talking to
Coach. He snaps it right off. All right, congratulations tonight, Bradley. You earned it. Yeah, he's got a game plan.
Yeah,
if they execute it, Bradley, you'll win.
You can tell he listens when Coach Byler talks.
Yeah, he listens.
That's for sure. Yeah, he spits it right back at you. It's like he was listening to the pregame interview.
I don't even think we need him. I don't think he's coming, is he?
I don't think so, but I think he covered it all.
I think Rayleigh covered it. Yeah, he could take over.
All right, there we go. That'll do it here from P.O. Faulkner Park. And thanks to our crew here on the day-to-day as they got caught out in the rain with some of the cameras there at the end. Nick Verzolini, Alec Epperson, Kyler High, our on-site producer John Alderton, Trip Tobin. I'm Dylan Bishop. For Colin McLaughlin back at the studio, saying so long from P.O. Faulkner. Martinsburg gets the 11-3 victory over Grace Academy. And we'll see you later this week. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday night.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke, Schultz, Herman, and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. The Larry DeMarco Team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. Cody's Auto Body. Hagerstown Ford. Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations Robert Fields & Sons. The Mansion Ferretti Law Firm. Floor Pools. Smallwood and Small Insurance. CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships. Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers. The Palace Lounge. WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers. The Murius Group Ameriprise Financial Services LLC. And the Berkeley County Health Department.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.